back. Welcome back to Normal Shit. We have, Fig is being crazy.
He's just trying to get comfy. Okay, are we comfy? Oh, we snuggled all night. We had a sleepover last night.
We had a sleepover, and today we're really excited. We're a little tired, but we're really excited to talk about the wedding.
Ooh, I feel like people are wanting a wedding episode. I do feel.
Some people do, but then some people, I'm telling you, have been like even I think within the first 2 weeks after my wedding, people were like, "Are you still talking about this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I literally am."
They're jealous. They're just jealous.
But there's a lot that I feel like hasn't been said, and I feel like so many of you are really interested in weddings.
Totally.
And, or getting married yourselves, or I don't know, just or maybe like me and you're like a little nosy about the sitch.
Totally. And I feel like this is also going to be applicable because we want to talk about like maybe things you would have done differently or advice that you have for brides. Like I feel like we can add more to it, but this is going to be a cool behind the scenes look too at like maybe unspoken things that people don't know about.
Well, and you as like a bridesmaid and as like a guest, I guess, like can give your input too. Yeah, on like how,
how the weekend went,
how things went.
Do we start with like a recap of the order of events?
I feel like that makes sense. So the wedding was in Florence, Italy. Super exciting. That's actually the first Italian city that Olivia and I ever went to together, and we fell in love with it.
It's the best. If you haven't been, you've got to go. It's just so picturesque and beautiful, but there's also still so much to do because it's a true city.
Yeah.
But it's not as touristy and busy as like Rome. It's so beautiful.
No, I agree. And so we ended up basically like anybody who's coming, almost all of our guests were from the US. And so, they were coming for a while, and I wanted to make sure that they felt like they had enough to do. Like I didn't want it to feel like kind of a regular wedding where
it's one night,
or like maybe a welcome party and a whatever. So I tried to make sure that it was enough of a thing, but nothing was mandatory. One thing you will learn from me talking about this is I, as a people pleaser extraordinaire, did not want to put anybody out. So
yes, I was actually, that was on my list of notes to talk about, is like, Kelsey is not a bridezilla. You are the opposite. Okay, no, I really don't think you are, but I feel like you are such a people pleaser that you want everyone to be happy so much so that you almost put other people before your own wants and needs. And so I feel like that is the opposite of bridezilla. Bridezilla is like, I am, the center of everything, do everything I say. I really felt like you wanted to make sure everyone else was happy, which is so sweet. But it was probably even more above and beyond than you needed to go.
Well, I appreciate that. But there were some struggles. There were some times I certainly felt like a little Zilla coming out.
Zilla. Not a full bridezilla, just Zilla.
Small, petite Zilla. So for schedule of events, we had on Wednesday night, this was like a very informal thing. I was basically like, okay, the hotel we're staying at has this rooftop that's supposed to be great. It has views of the Duomo. So exciting. I was like, we'll just do like a very casual, the amount of times I stressed casual, like drop in cocktail thing. Like the awkward thing there was like, we weren't trying to host a proper wedding event. It was basically like, if you're in town and you want to come for happy hour, like go for it. But we were not trying to like throw down thousands more dollars, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah, which makes sense.
However, I didn't like tell them that we were coming because we didn't want to hold like a proper event with them. Like we didn't need tables. I basically was like, there's a bar. We'll go like,
right.
Be able to like stand around, go up to the bar ourselves, like get your drinks. No big deal.
And this was like Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday evening.
Because we had things that you did pay for and plan Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So like,
yeah,
I think it's justified to say you didn't really want to add another thing to Wednesday, but also most people were arriving. So it was like, come hang out at the rooftop.
But it's like
not
you're probably
a formal
gonna go,
thing.
Like do a little aperitivo anyway.
We might as well do it together.
Yeah. So we get up there and they're like, oh yeah, you needed to have told us about this. And we're like,
perfect.
Okay, perfect. And so I was like tweaking out. My dad was, because I was like, okay, we need to find somewhere else to go. And we need to figure out how to contact everybody to tell them where else we're going.
And do people know how many people came to your wedding? Like how many people?
Like 80.
80. Which is a lot of people to try to wrangle together and be like, hey, so we're changing locations.
Very much so. And especially like some people pay for, I don't know. I feel like these days everybody pays for international data plans on their phones, but like some people might not. Like
fair.
And then you're just like, it's the olden days and you're hoping for the best, like word of mouth only. Um, no, but so I'm like panicking. My dad like could not care less. I'm like, that's when I was getting like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because it's just like me and Brett and our families. Also, for the record, I had asked Brett to like help make sure that this was set up and to come up with a backup plan.
Okay.
I don't think I really asked for him to help make sure it was set up as much as no, I think I did.
Like that day was one of his jobs.
But basically just like in like seeing if it was possible and then having a backup option because I was concerned about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, this is not really possible. And then we like my mom's best friend Chrissy went up and like 'cause she's like a problem solver. And she comes back and she's like, it's handled. And I was like, in what regard? And she's like, everybody will go like there's like one individual tab, but then everybody will go up to the bar and they'll like tell them about their drinks. And I was like, okay, like sure, whatever. Like at this point I was like panicked enough. Immediately knew like that was not really gonna work out. And it was also awkward at that point.
Right.
And I hated that. Like a lot. And so anyway, in the end, we ended up paying for like vast majority of the drinks, I think.
Aw.
It was fine.
I paid for my own. I checked out, so they better not have double charged you.
No, that's so sweet that you did. And I like even hated like again, it just like the whole thing made me so uncomfortable because I was like, I shouldn't have even done this at this point.
No, I don't blame you for the way you set it up because it's like you already planned so many activities for the weekend. This was supposed to be a very casual, like, hey, we all just arrived. Let's like meet up and say hello. It was not supposed to be a whole thing.
Yeah, but I still like I feel like if you're hosting an event like that though, you maybe need to I don't know. I asked people to do a lot. But we also did a lot for the wedding.
You did a
Like,
lot.
trust. Anyway, I didn't love how that went. I think we ended up spending like 1,000 euros or something unexpectedly, which not great.
Not great.
But it happened and like grand scheme the wedding least of our worries.
Totally.
But that night was lovely still.
It was and like the rooftop at this hotel was so stunning.
It was gorgeous. It was so fun to see everybody. Like people wore really cute little dresses.
And that was kind of everyone's first time either like meeting each other or like seeing each other in a while, like people from college that I hadn't seen in a bit and whatever. So that was fun. And then I think I want to say, was that the night that I ended up going out to dinner with like some of the other couples?
Oh, I was so jealous.
I know.
So my family was there. So I needed to go hang out with my family as one should. And all of my girlfriends and their boyfriends and partners went out together. And I was like, oh my God, I want to be there so bad.
And it's funny though, because we were all sitting at dinner and we were like, wait, should we have invited Kelsey and Brett? And we were like, no, they have way more important people they need to be having dinner with. Like we are like, we don't want to make them feel like bad for not choosing us. But then it turns out that she did.
No, I would have had to go with my family.
No, I know.
But like, I was like, oh man, that dinner looks so fun. They like sent me a little group photo and I was like, But it was so cool because like, a lot of you guys were all like college people, I think.
Yes, but we weren't like necessarily all in like a group where we were like really close friends in college. So like me, you, and Emily were like all friends, and then we have a couple of other friends from like other parts of your life, but like we all know each other because we went to South Carolina. But it was fun that we like did a group dinner and like caught up because there were a lot of girls I hadn't seen in a while. So
and they all had so much fun, and it's like I feel like in college maybe you guys didn't necessarily all have the most in common or whatever, but now with time passing, the amount of people I heard say like, oh my gosh, I like really enjoyed them in a way that I like never had experienced before. And it was so nice. I was like, everybody's getting along.
Yeah, everyone got along. So I feel like that set the tone for me to be like, okay, this is going to be a fun weekend, because then the next night, well, did you have anything else for that before?
No, I think that was more than I already anticipated saying.
The next night was Bachelorette, Bachelor night out.
Yes. So this again, people pleaser Kelsey to the rescue. I felt really weird about having a bachelorette party. I don't know. I feel like it's easy to get like I felt like I was asking for so much, and I was like, I know this is not anybody else's wedding, so like as fun as it is for them to have a vacation, I wanted it to feel like their vacation, whatever, and not just my wedding. But I didn't want to ask people to go on a whole separate trip for me just for my bachelorette party. I felt like that was going to be a lot. Like if we were going to do something, I was going to do like a night in New York City, like just whoever could be here, great. But then in the end, I was like, let's just do a night in Italy for whoever's already there.
Which is just so iconic.
It was like my dream.
It was so fun. Dare I say that was like one of my favorite nights of the whole weekend.
So much fun. We so I found this bar. It was called Kikuya Pub. And in my notes from the year prior when Brett and I had gone to like find our venue and stuff, we had been walking by and I kept asking like different waiters and stuff who seemed like younger and cool, like where it was good to go out. And so I was taking notes, but we passed by this one and it was like, my notes were, they were playing Smack That while we walked by. And so I was like, oh, the vibes are there. And so I like looked on their website and they had fish bowls. Like it was just such a college bar vibe, which was so fun. Like the drinks were not expensive and they basically gave us the aux cord when we came in.
Oh yeah.
Were you the DJ?
I don't know, but I remember, okay, I've had this feeling where I was like, Kelsey's the bride, but you also are such a people pleaser that I feel like you wouldn't go out of your way to be like, I'm the bride, like play the music I want. I'm the bride, make me a drink. Like you just would never do that. So I did kind of feel like, I'm like, if Kelsey's not going to speak up and like ask for fun, like things that she might want, but doesn't want to come across weird, then I feel like I should be like, it's her wedding, play the song that she wants. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So I do kind of remember, I don't know if I don't want to take credit, but I kind of remember asking the bartenders like, hey, can we play like This Is What Dreams Are Made Of? Or like, can we play whatever Mamma Mia stuff? So we did it. And the bartenders were really fun.
They were so fun.
And I think there was no one else at the bar pretty much.
No, we like took it over. So I invited every girl who was there for the wedding.
Yes.
Like no matter how close they were, like some of Brett's cousins came who I haven't really spent much time with before. And it was just so nice. Like it was
so
a
fun.
big group of people. I feel like there were probably like 25 of us.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe 20 to 30.
And it was like, oh my gosh. So when we got there, my sister, she's like, what do you want to drink? She's younger. Okay. She baby sister vibes. She's like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, let's get a fish bowl. She goes and she comes back with a fish bowl for each of us. And I was like, Marilena.
I did not know that. Wait, that's funny. I didn't see that.
And I was like, how am I supposed to drink all this by myself?
She's like, first drink of the night. Here you go.
And so funny. But no, so like we were drinking fish bowls and like fun cocktails. I think they had a drink that was like Sex on the Duomo.
Yes, like really fun drinks. I was drinking some type of lemonade that was like, I mean, I was drunk.
And we told everybody, I was like, just wear sparkles. That was my one request.
That was like the dress code.
Because I felt like it was easy enough. Like you've got something or like you can get something for not very much money. Like it didn't need to be a full like, we're going to do 1950s mermaids vibes or whatever they do. Like I feel like some of these themes these days are crazy.
And a lot of times when you do a whole bachelorette like weekend, every single day is a different theme. So you've got to bring like different outfits and stuff. So I think yours was perfect because sparkles is very you, but like everyone has something sparkly that they can wear.
So myself and like the core bridesmaids, we went to dinner ahead of time at this place where like I had seen it on TikTok and they had like a cheese wheel and they would like swirl your pasta around in the cheese and it was like a show and they would light it on fire and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
It was so good. Wait, do you remember that the power went out or something and there was no air conditioning at the restaurant?
Yeah. So hot.
And so we like found fans and like we were like, can you angle this a little bit more at us? Like, oh, and that's when I first started. I was like, we need to make sure there's a fan on Kelsey because she's not going to ask for a fan. I was like,
no, I never would have asked.
I know you never would have. So I did feel like I was, oh, and then when they brought the cheese around, I was like, make sure there's extra cheese on her plate. She's getting married. Everything is like, can you angle the fan at her? She's the bride. She's getting married. She needs a little extra cheese. Make sure her drink's extra strong. She's the bride.
It was so fun. And like my mom had made me this like crown with a veil attached and it was so cheesy and so funny and I wore it I think like the whole time.
I think you did. It was so cute.
It was just like I wanted it to be kitschy and fun and it so was and
it was so
we did like that dinner and then we're all sitting there. It's like not the vibe usually to be wearing sparkles.
We were standing out in this restaurant
but I was like hell yeah, let's do it. And so then like we went over to the bar and we met
up with everyone else after dinner. Yeah, at the bar.
It was so fun.
It was really fun. And then I think Sarah brought like the stick heads of bread or someone did.
My sister.
Was it
No,
Mars?
somebody might have. Yeah, I don't remember who did, but I know my mom had made them, I think. So.
Oh my God, they were awesome.
Yeah, so we had Fig's head on a stick.
Oh yeah.
We had Brett's and then Casey. I think. Was it Casey that? No, was it you that made?
Oh, I made the stickers.
You made, oh my God. Okay, this was the best. If you guys are going to a bachelor party, do this. Olivia had stickers made on Etsy that was like, one it was Fig and it said, my mom's getting married. It was so funny. And then there was, what did Brett say?
There was one of Brett. I forget what it said though. I really don't remember.
It was funny though. Whatever it
It
was
was just
so
a
funny.
little picture of I got them from your Instagram, like, screenshots, like, it was not high quality, but it was fun. I had, like, I don't know, maybe 50 stickers of each printed out, and so I kept them in my purse, and I waited until we were all at the bar, and I was like, "I have a surprise for you," and I handed you stickers, and then we're just passing out stickers, and I made friends with everyone because I was like, "Do you guys want a sticker?" Like,
Yeah.
"Who are you? How do you know the bride? Take a sticker." And then I was walking around just, like, smacking stickers on people's arms. It was fun.
No, I could cry thinking about it. It was so fun.
I should have saved some. I was sad I didn't save any of
It
the
was
stickers.
so cute. And like, it was just, we all were like scream singing. And that's probably also why nobody else came to the bar.
Yeah,
It
we
was a
took
little
over.
aggressive because it was not that late. I feel like it was like
I don't
7:30.
No, I agree. It was not that late.
But yeah, I like kept having moments where I was looking around, and you know that episode of The Office where Jim and Pam get married,
Mhm.
and they keep saying like, "Oh, taking a mental picture." I was like, "Take your mental pictures."
Yeah, I do
And
that too.
I remember like you guys were all kind of like surrounding me at one point, and we were scream singing. I think it was "Since You've Been Gone,"
Probably. We were playing all, like, the throwbacks.
and I was just like, "You're gonna remember this for the rest of your life." For the rest of your life,
Yeah.
and it was so.
It was really fun. Like, that was one of my favorite nights for sure. And also, I think, obviously, the wedding was obviously, like, the favorite, but something about this night, just being more casual and, like, carefree and, you don't have to be so put together. And, like, we all had just gotten there too. So we still had,
Yes.
like, so much energy. Something about that night was just really, really fun. But then, okay, so then
So
tell where we
during
go.
that, the boys were doing. They called it. I think it was called chicken race.
I think you're right.
So like there were Brett and two of his, Brett and two friends were at one of the bars in Florence, and they had this chicken head that they were wearing, like a Amazon hat or whatever. And then the boys, they had like this search area where they would have to go into different bars and they would have to look for the chicken. And if they went into the bar and they were not there, they had to get a drink. And they had to take a picture at every bar and be like, "Chicken's not here."
Yep.
And they were getting trashed basically. And it was so fun because like the guys didn't all like he did the same thing where it was basically every guy, so they didn't all necessarily know each other. Like
Yeah, like, my boyfriend went. All of the girls, like, significant others went, and it was cute because then they all made friends with each other because they weren't just
Yes.
hanging out with their girlfriends. They were kind of forced, even if they were just there as a plus one, they were forced to go hang out all together. So the guys all got to know each other because they all separately went to their thing. We all separately went to ours, and it was fun to see. Like, my boyfriend made friends with some of the other guys that like he had never met before, and then that made it really fun because when they saw each other again at the other wedding events, they were all excited to see each other.
yeah, and so they like it ended up being so much fun because Brett was like he wasn't really sure. I don't know. He just was like, "Is it gonna be fun? Is it gonna be good?" And it very much was. Like I think
So
it was
fun.
a hit.
Oh,
And we were getting like text updates from them while we were out.
yeah.
And they were like, we were like, "Oh man, they're getting drunk." Like
I know. And Mike, my boyfriend doesn't really drink, but he had so much fun. He definitely still drank a little bit, but he didn't really get drunk. But he always texts me back so fast. Like, he's just such a texter. This night, I didn't hear from him for like over an hour, and I was like, "Are they okay?" And so I don't know if you remember this, but it got to the point where we didn't know where the guys were, and they were supposed to meet up with us after, and they were like over an hour late. Do you remember that?
they were late.
They were really late, and so we were all freaking out, like, "Where are they? Are they coming? Did they get too drunk? Did they forget to show up?" So we were all like texting secretly. I don't know if I think we were trying to keep you like happy, drunk, keep the drinks coming, and then behind the scenes we were all like, "Shit, where are they? Like, I gotta find them."
Did they all die? All 30 of them. No. No, so they ended up so after that we were like, "Okay, let's all meet up, like guys and girls meet up together." After we did like the first initial bar. So we walked, it was just down the block to this karaoke bar. I think it was called like Red Lion. So fun.
Oh, so freaking fun.
So
And
we
this was
yeah.
packed, like tons of people at this bar.
So too many people. We,
Yeah.
as a type A person, I did have some notes for like how they could improve their business structure. But no, they it was so like we had all these tables and like there were people singing and it was just like vibey. And we were drinking porn star martinis.
Oh, that was my first time having those. Those
They're
are
really
so good.
They're really good. And like so then the guys did show up and we were
Yes.
like, "Whoa!"
It was really fun to like see everyone. And then at this point, everyone's meeting up, everyone's drunk, like meeting their partners, finding them in the crowd and being like, "Oh my God, what were you guys up to?" It was really cute. And then, so there was a big stage where everyone's doing karaoke too.
And so Brad and I ended up going up and we sang, I think, "What Dreams Are Made Of."
I think you did.
And it was the pinnacle of my life. I was like, I am Lizzie McGuire, quite literally in this moment, in Italy, singing What Dreams Are Made Of on a
You were.
stage for an audience.
You really were.
It was amazing. And meanwhile, my little sister, throwing up.
Oh, I forgot
She
about
was
this.
supposed to come on the stage with us. It was going to be me, Brett, Mars, and her boyfriend, Josh. And right beforehand, Mars is like, actually, I can't come. And so Brett's cousin came up with us. And it's because she was outside puking.
I mean, I don't blame her. It was a lot.
But like, grow up, girlfriend. Like,
She's the baby of the group.
she's 27 years old. When we were 27, we were not doing that.
I probably was.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, you do actually have a story that immediately came to mind of you throwing up, actually.
Yeah, we'll save that for another one.
But no, so it was literally the most fun, like, I mean,
so fun.
I will never get to go out with that many of my friends ever again. And it was just like so cool. And it felt like it was low pressure and we weren't like making people spend money they didn't want to. And like,
right.
Like all of that was just so nice. Like we didn't have any like minimums anywhere.
No.
I don't know.
And you got those what were those like big towers that came to the tables that had like sparklers flying off of them?
Yeah. Wait, I think they were like beer towers.
I don't know who ordered those, but that was so fun too. Like it felt like we had like service, like
club.
table. Yeah, it felt like a club vibe where we like had full tables, like so many tables of all of your friends and like family. And yeah, like giant sparklers coming off of these giant towers of some type of alcohol. It was really fun.
No, it was amazing. And so then everybody was really hungover.
Oh, I was so drunk.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hardly even remember going back to the hotel. I know that we walked back to the hotel from whatever bar we were at, and I had to walk like barefoot through the cobblestone streets. And I remember like being outside the Duomo, like barefoot in my sparkly outfit, like fully drunk.
You know, everybody did a photo shoot in front of the Duomo because usually during the day it's like so busy.
Right.
That it doesn't really make sense to. But like it was like, yeah, everybody has the most amazing photos
of us just drunk
night.
And blurry outside the Duomo. It was really fun though.
It was a blast. And so then the next day was the welcome party. Yeah. That was Friday. And so the welcome party we planned that with our planner like more properly. And it had taken forever for us to find a place that we thought was good. And I like where it was. They fully lied to me about how far away it was. Oh my gosh. Because they told me, they were like, oh, it's like a 30-minute walk from like the furthest part of town, basically. So I was like, oh, if you go like halfway to the river, that would be 15 minutes. You could like stop there if you wanted and then walk the rest of the way. Or it would be like a really probably inexpensive and quick Uber or like taxi. They don't really do Uber. But yeah, it was far.
Yeah, that was not a 30-minute walk. Did anyone walk?
Kaylee and George did, and it looked like they had walked up a mountain by the time
when they arrived.
And I was like, so I hated that, the fact that it was like that. I was like,
well, I think that's just also a struggle of doing an international wedding is like you can't really know for sure.
The people I was paying should have.
Fair enough.
No, but the venue itself was really pretty.
Oh my God, it was beautiful because it was like up more kind of like on a hill, so there was a great view. But yeah, it was a little bit further than I expected because I do remember we were all in heels and stuff and we had talked about like, should we leave early and walk? And then my heels hurt too bad where I think we all decided like, let's just split a cab or whatever. But the car ride was taking longer and longer. And we were like, could we have walked this? Like, I don't know if we could have.
No, I was late to the party because my glam took so long and I did not expect the car to be that long.
I know.
And so I was like, I rolled in like, hey.
But you're allowed to be fashionably late.
I know, but I was like, we're paying a lot for this party. I want to experience it.
Fair.
But no, so we did that night. I wanted it to be a pizza party. And so we had like, they called it unlimited pizzas. I don't know if it felt unlimited or not.
It was great. I ate a lot of pizza.
Okay. And then we had pizza and I feel like was there anything besides pizza?
Wine.
I
mean, that's all you need.
There was alcohol. A lot of alcohol. Were there like salads or I never even set foot, I don't think, into the main. There's like a glass like
a greenhouse sort of vibe. I don't even know, but like there wasn't greenery in there.
But yeah, it was really cute. They'd set it up with all of these like they had pasta as decor and like tomatoes. It was really chic.
It was cute.
And then so they had like tables all set up in there
and a big long table in the middle of like pizza and food and stuff.
And so yeah, people were eating and we had an open bar for everybody. And so you could just like go up and get whatever they wanted, which was really fun. And I made like custom menu. You made the menus. Did you make that menu or
no, you made that menu, but I helped with like the little welcome board that
Oh,
was set up.
yes. That was something okay, I wanted to make sure I mentioned. I had like, if you have talented friends like I do, the most lovely gift that they can give, I swear, is, like, using their skills like, to do something that doesn't cost them any money. Like,
Yeah.
you making my graphics for me was such a huge help, and it, like, took so much off of me, and it was just, like, I don't know, it was fun to, like, work together on it too.
It was fun. We had like a Canva board where we were like going back and forth and adding stuff. But this is, I think, is a good tip for people that I know it gets expensive to like whatever, go on Etsy or like buy custom welcome boards, invites, whatever. Go get inspo from like Pinterest, Etsy, and whatever, and then like put it together on Canva. It's not even really that hard. And we collabed on it and like made, we took bits and pieces of like things we saw online that you liked and kind of created your own little cocktail menus and welcome party boards and things. And like, it was so easy and so fun. And it made me feel a little bit like I helped contribute because
No,
I
I
was worried I
was
wasn't doing enough.
no, I was so grateful. Oh my gosh. Like, that was incredibly helpful, and I'm trying to there were definitely other things that people did that were great.
Yeah, when it comes to the wedding day, I've got
Yeah.
some that
We
I feel like
have
other people did.
my friend Kaylee, so there's, like, drama about the wedding cake, because I, like, had all these feelings about wedding cake and that I didn't want, like, a major cake situation.
Yeah,
Um,
which makes sense because you are celiac.
well, I just was like, "I don't care. Nobody really cares about wedding cake," and we were already getting, like, the Italian wedding cake included. It's like I don't know how you even pronounce it, like,
Yeah.
it looks like millefogli, but that's definitely not how you say it. Um
I don't know either.
Yeah, millefogli, something like that. Um, but we were already getting that, and I was like, "That's more exciting for people to try," and we were paying for a gelato cart to come. So I was like,
Yeah.
"The dessert is, like, handled," but I wanted something to cake like, a cake to cut, and so
Yeah.
there was, like the amount that they were trying to charge us for this frickin' cake, I was gonna snap.
Really?
Yes, it was like I wanted just one of those little heart-shaped ones that, like, are far too trendy right now, but I really like them.
I love them.
And I'd had one made for my birthday here in New York, and New York is obviously really expensive,
Yeah.
and that one was like $100.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not even.
I got one in LA for like 50, 70,
Yeah.
something like that.
And then, it was, like, one of the best cakes I've ever had, it was amazing. And then this cake, originally, that they were trying to charge, I wanna say it was $400. I think I partially blocked it out of my mind because I was like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
I swear people just hear that it's for a wedding and they're like, "Oh, if it's not a birthday party, then let's like quadruple the price."
Right, and so then, my friend Kaylee, her husband, George, he's so good at baking. Like, he's an incredible cook. He's, like, a Navy man. Like, he, like, literally worked on a submarine, and then in his spare time, he cooks New York Times cookie recipes.
Oh my God, I didn't
No,
know
it's so
this.
sweet. He did all the cooking for their wedding. It was crazy. Um, but no, so I was, like, bitching about this on my close friend's story, and Kaylee was like, "What if George makes you a cake?" And I was like, "Oh, I would actually love that." Like, I don't care. Like, I would much rather have one that was, like, made with love.
Yeah.
And so he, like, goes home and he's, like, practicing. It was so
Wait, I
sweet.
did not know this.
Yes, he, like, did a whole, like, practice cake, and he was like, "Okay, I wanna fix this and this and this," and they were, like, taste testing to make sure it was gonna taste good enough, and he was, like, planning to, like, leave space in his, like, luggage to bring the flour, and so then I tell the planner, I'm like, "Hey, actually, we're gonna have, like, a cake homemade." And she's like, "You can't do that."
What? I did not know this.
I was furious.
So why did she say why?
Apparently, it was an insurance thing, and I was like, "What if nobody else eats it but Brett and I, and we signed something that says we will not sue you?" Like,
Wait, like what did they think was gonna happen?
that
I
we'd
don't
get
even.
sick or something.
What?
I know. I
This is
think it
so
was, like,
weird.
a money thing. They
Oh,
wanted money.
that feels sketchy to me.
Oh, I know. And so I basically was like I was so mad. I was like, "We're not getting this $400 cake. Like, am I really not gonna get a wedding cake? That's devastating." Because also we were traveling right after. Like, we literally the only cake I ate was a bite when we did, like, the cake cutting.
Right.
And for the amount of money we spent, like, it's so ridiculous.
So what ended up happening?
So they found another place, and they made it, and it was cute. It was fine. It, like, looked good. It looked exactly how I wanted, but it was still, like I think it was, like, $200. It was still like way too much for whatever it was. And it was actually one of the grossest cakes I've ever eaten.
No
Fun fact.
way.
I
'Cause
didn't
it
like
was
it at all.
oh, that sucks. You have great photos though, but
The
like
photos are cute.
that's just so annoying.
No, I
would have
know.
rather had him make the cake for you. Like,
Yeah. But like that, so that was my example. That's how we got there, was like, what a kind, generous, lovely thing that you can do. Like, I feel like if you ever are in a situation where you like want to give something that's really meaningful, like something that I always like to do when I go, like I'm good at like creating content for people for things. So, and even if I'll ask them if they have a content creator, they usually don't. And then I go around, even if they do, like in a way that's not like in their face or anything, but I try to get little clips of all the different moments and like all the details I'm noticing and all of like just that way. And then I give them a Google Drive like the next morning with all this stuff, like content, so they can look back at it, because you don't get your pictures for a second.
right.
So it's like their chance to get to see everything. And like that's something that doesn't cost me any money. I still buy them a gift, but like it's just like a nice addition. Anyway.
No, I love that. I feel like you're always very conscientious about not wanting people to like spend too much money, which is very sweet of you. Like, I feel like people are happy to spend money on you, but I love that idea, because if people don't have it in the budget, it's like find something you can do for the bride and groom that doesn't cost a lot, but is almost like more meaningful.
Yeah, like use your skill. Like everybody's got something. I feel like that would be helpful.
Totally.
Like
Because
that they
then
can do.
I was thinking about when it came to the wedding day, like you had friends that were great about like speaking up to the planner if you were too
Mhm.
afraid to say something or didn't want to come across a certain way. So like even in that regard, I feel like, people stepped up to the plate and helped you in those areas. I tried to help with graphic design and things like that. I'm sure there were so many other
Like,
things.
one thing that was so clear to me is I have very, very good friends. Like that's actually what my parents were saying afterwards. They were like, "Oh my God," like, because they, we don't live in the same place, so they only know some people so much.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Your friends are awesome."
Oh,
It was so like, yeah, it was so nice.
that's so sweet.
So yeah, basically, I feel like for welcome party, that went well. My real gripe about it was solely just that it was too far away.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but it was still really cute. It was a cute night.
And like the restaurant that we had it at was really lovely. Like they worked with us really nicely. I think it was called Le Terrazze or something.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But it was great, and it was right near the oh my gosh, what's the overlook called?
Oh,
It's
God, I
like the
don't know.
famous overlook. Oh my gosh, I truly cannot remember right now. But it had incredible views of the city. So Brett and I got to go and take our pictures with.
And those pictures are so beautiful.
I know. And so I was wearing my outfit for that night was so
yeah.
special. So another thing that a friend did. Oh my God. Like literally my friends are so talented.
Oh, duh.
It's ridiculous.
I forgot to even talk about this. Yeah.
So my friend Sarah, she has her own brand. She's a designer here in New York, and her brand is May New York. And we had been talking about what I wanted to wear for my rehearsal. And basically she was like, "Why don't I make you something?" And so I went in, we did all these fittings, and we did like I basically wanted it to be like sentimental, and I wanted to use stuff from my mom and Brett's mom's wedding dresses, because Brett's mom, well, Brett's an only child, so like if anybody was going to do anything with the dress, it would be me.
Yeah.
And so they very generously gave me like some different pieces of their dresses. Honestly, I don't think the dress itself would have fit me, because they were freaking tiny. Like, were people not just smaller back then?
I think they were, and I don't know, but my mom's wedding dress is like the waist is like 6
No,
inches.
same for
It's
both my
so
mom and
crazy.
Brett's mom. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like I wasn't even gonna try. But like getting to use pieces of it was so special. And like Sarah laid it all out by hand and like did all the placing, and she kept asking me what I thought, and I was like, "I think what you think." And she was like, "Okay." But it was so freaking special. And then for the material, she was just happened to be looking through her fabrics, and she found the very first thing that she ever made for her brand was a mini dress that still exists within her collection for her wedding. It was her like reception dress, and it was the exact same fabric that had been used for that dress.
No
And she just happened
way.
to still have it. So she and I, that's like a little thing connecting us that was special.
That's really cute. I didn't know that.
It's the exact same fabric, the exact same roll of fabric.
Oh.
And so it was like this gorgeous ball gown skirt. I feel like you guys have probably seen pics of it, so I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but like
No, it was so pretty.
And
it
we
deserves
did,
a
like,
moment to.
all these fittings. She had me come in, and this woman she works with who does like all of her garments are made like by hand in New York City. So it's so special. And this woman who's like she came in for like the fitting, so talented, because Sarah and I had like gone and I tried on a bunch of different options, and I was being a little crazy and I wanted my own. I was like, I love this, but could we make it a little longer? Because there was like a bra top, and I was like, I just don't know that I can Taylor Swift this right now.
I don't blame you. I don't think I could
I was a
either.
little scared. I mean, it would have been so gorgeous, but like I think the longer crop top was more my speed.
Yes, it was really pretty.
It was so like they fitted it custom to my body, and it was just like I felt so special. Like I really cared about every single thing that I wore, and I thought so hard about every single outfit, but like it was so exciting that I got to look forward to every single outfit so much.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't one that I was like, man, this one kind of sucks. Like it was every single one was a thrill.
Oh my God, the looks were so good. Oh, we could do a whole episode on just
My
the
fits.
looks.
Yeah, that one was
Looks.
so I loved it. And so that was so special. And we got to take all these sunset pics in the outfits, and I just it makes my heart happy.
So special.
And so then the next day was the wedding.
The wedding.
There's literally so much that we can say about it. We started off the morning, and we all met at the hotel that Brett and I were staying at, and we had cars coming to get us, and Emily and Olivia were so kind, and they brought me coffee. And so we're standing there with our coffees. We're like all in our pajamas, ready to get ready for the day. And the like people that were driving for this car service were like, yeah, you absolutely cannot bring a drink in this car.
After we all just got coffees, like
brand new coffees.
Everyone has these giant ones. We're so excited. We're in our PJs. Like we're getting in the car, and they're like,
fuck no. They're like,
not.
literally no way. And we're like, but could we maybe just promise not to spill? Like,
right. And so this was another moment where I was like, I think I got to stick up for Kelsey, because you're not going to be mean to these guys that you hired. But I feel like I could be like, guys, it's her wedding day. Like, let's make an exception. But they weren't giving. They were
being really rude, honestly.
They were rude. Oh, this is something that we could talk about for 1 second. I feel like the wedding culture in America is very much like anything the bride wants. Like, the customer comes first, the bride comes first. It was not giving that vibe in Italy.
It was not.
It was like they were not afraid to say no to Kelsey.
Yeah, they were like, actually no to everything you want. No, I'm kidding. But they had some no's.
A lot of no's were being thrown your way. And I was like getting frustrated, because I'm like, is it not the same here? Where like, you placate to the bride, and also you're their customer. Like, I don't know.
Well, I was like, not to be dramatic about it, but I was like, I'm paying you thousands of dollars
to drive us up this hill.
Yes, for very few amounts of work, and they were acting like they were so put out by it, and I was like, this was not cheap.
No,
and it was a 15-minute drive, to be so clear.
Yeah, and they were like the big nice vans, so like we could fit everything in the back and whatever, but like we weren't getting the luxury customer service.
Oh my God, no. And so we get there. But anyways, I had to give Brett the rest of my drink, because I was like, well, I guess I can't have it.
Brett took all of our drinks back to the room.
He's like, hey, coffee for me. And so, because he and I stayed in the same room the night before, which I know is controversial, bad luck, etc. But I was also like, we literally also had our legal wedding in May of last year, so
right.
I was like, it's already happened, and we stayed together that night too. So I wasn't gonna get a hotel.
No, that's silly.
When I was here in New York anyway. So we got to stay together, which I actually loved. We were the whole night before, we were so excited, just talking. I don't know, but it was no. So then the morning
we're in the car.
We're in the car, and Olivia's like, hey, do you think we could play some music? Do you have Bluetooth or an aux cord? And he was like, no.
Oh my God, he was annoyed. He was like, oh, then I'll have to unplug my phone and disconnect it from the Bluetooth, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I can just play it from your phone. He's like, oh, no, it's too complicated. And I was like, can I just play it out loud on my phone?
And he
I don't
goes,
even need to connect it to the speaker. Can I just play it out loud on my phone? And he goes,
for 10 minutes. Keep in mind, it's a 15-minute drive.
So he did give us a stipend about 10 minutes. You could be playing that, and then I will not be happy afterward. And we just look at each other in the backseat like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, this is so uncomfortable right now.
It was so uncomfortable. So I did try to play some what dreams are made of. We got some Mamma Mia going. I was trying to hype you up, because I'm like, there were only a few of us in the car. And it's like, you don't want to start off your wedding day on a bad note. No. And these men were not making it easy for us to stay positive.
Luckily I was in such a good mood. There was nothing that was going to bring me down, basically. I was just truly so happy. Like, the whole thing, I was like, "This is the day that I waited for, and I am so excited," and, like, the skies are blue, everything is pleasant, like,
Oh.
except for these men.
And I will say the whole day I really noticed that about you. You're very good at, like, compartmentalizing and being like, "This thing isn't great, but, like, this is my wedding day, and I've been looking forward to this so much, and I'm gonna focus on the positive," and that inspired me a lot when I get married someday.
That's so nice. Like, I don't know where, because I think I do that in my day-to-day life where it's like, you can't focus on this right now, but, like, I knew, like, for example, the flowers, we've talked about the flowers, there will be more talk about the flowers, but I was like, "This is a problem for tomorrow." It's not like, right now, nothing's going to change. The flowers are here. It is what it is. But, like, tomorrow we can be upset about it if we want to. But, like, right now, I'm not letting this ruin my wedding day. Like, are you kidding?
Right.
So even if these men are being douchebags,
You did not let it bring you down.
but so, okay, we get there. We drive up the mountain, and there's like two vans, and my mom and Brett's mom and like the hair and makeup people, and I feel like a couple other people were in the other car. Anyway, but they were like talking back and forth to each other, like they had almost like a walkie-talkie system. And so we could like hear what was going on. And I feel like the men were like grumbling.
And then it became more of a grumble, and then it became a yell, and then one of them was banging on the gate to the
So
stage.
so we paid the venue to open early because for hair and makeup, they just needed more time than was going to be allotted. And so we had paid for extra time at the end of the wedding, and then we were like, actually, let's just tack that on to the beginning. And it was, again, thousands more dollars. And I had to pay for this getting ready room that we used. Like, there was money being thrown, okay? Not to be like, I don't want to be tacky about it, but like, we spent money.
Yeah.
So you would expect things to happen, maybe?
Maybe to get what you paid for, maybe.
Yeah. So the morning of, we get there, the gates are closed. And we're like,
So
okay.
they're ringing the bell.
They're ringing the bell. I'm trying to call, I think whichever contacts I had, I'm trying to call them. Nobody's answering. And then I'm like WhatsApping with the planner. And I'm like, hey, nobody's answering. Basically, everybody's trying to like contact everybody. Meanwhile, these drivers are flipping their shit.
Oh my God. And also at this, we've been trying just for maybe 5 minutes. These men go from like pissed off to like, I remember one of them banging on the gate, like
Yes.
screaming.
Yeah, like kicking it.
Yeah, kicking it. And they're like smoking outside and being so rude.
And I was like,
it's so annoying to I mean, you didn't let it ruin your vibe, but I'm like, really? You're not going to like handle this professionally?
if it was one of you that was going through that, as a person, I can stand up for other people. I can't stand up for myself.
I think that's how I was kind of feeling
and
too.
I was like, oh, I will have words. Like if that was, but for me, I was like, it is. Like if I got upset, I knew it was going to like,
you didn't want it
stick
to
with
ruin.
me.
Yes.
And so I was like, it is what it is. It's fine. And we ended up getting in like a little bit later than we expected. Some guy had to go like wake up and come like let us in or something.
He had to wake up on time for work.
Oh my God, drama. But then we started getting ready a little late.
Yes. Which obviously on your wedding day, you've got a whole kind of like hour by hour plan somewhat. So I think that was probably hard to try to stay on track. But at this point, the wedding planners weren't there yet, right?
No, I don't think they got there for a little bit. But we get there. I think like some of the vendors were there already though to start setting up.
Mm-hmm.
And like we go up to the room. It's like super cute and like Italian vibes.
It was so beautiful. Oh, I love that room. And there were just like the big windows, and we opened them, and you can see all the beautiful trees and the views. Like
the venue was unreal. It was so stunning. It was Villa Il Garofalo. I know people message me a lot because like before the wedding I was being really crazy and I didn't want people knowing where the wedding was. I don't know. Like nobody cares about me, but like I also
no, I don't blame you.
I was like, what if?
No, I don't blame you.
What if one of my exes goes crazy and they show up at my wedding?
What if someone tries to win me back? All my exes show up. Oh my God.
Terrible. No, but so I didn't want to like tell people, but now I'll tell you guys obviously where it is, and it's been tagged a million times. But the venue, stunning, like
so
gorgeous,
beautiful.
Gorgeous villa.
It didn't even look real. Like I kept feeling like I was in a movie.
Yes. I remember like I had so much emotion that was like up at the surface, but I didn't want to get emotional because I didn't want to just be crying all day because I knew like once it happened, it would just be happening. And so instead I had like a lot of like crazy energy up there. Like, I was just like,
yes. Like it was all pent up.
Oh my God, so much pent up energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we're looking out at the views and like, yeah, so we started getting ready. We had only a few of us were doing hair and makeup. That's something we're gonna actually do a part 2. We had like a little sidebar here mid-pod
Yeah,
because
I think we do
Olivia's
need a part
boyfriend
2.
is coming through in not too much time. Anyway,
We have a little time,
we
though.
have
He's
more than we
still
like want to say though.
Yes.
So there will be a part 2 that's got like advice more properly, but this is more of like the recap, the funny stories. No, so we I don't even know if you knew this. So there's like a bathroom that's right there next to the room that we're getting ready. So I go to the bathroom. One thing about me, because I have IBS, I am the queen of the quick shit.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom. Italian plumbing, very old, not flushing.
You're joking. I didn't know this.
And so I flushed once and it was like just not going to let you flush again, and it needed to be flushed again. And I was like, there's a room full of women right here. I'm
About
just not
10 feet
letting
away.
everybody come smell my poop. Like, what? And so I like peek my head out the door and I was like, to my sister, I was like, Mars, could you come here for a sec?
Can you stand here and wait and flush my poop when it's ready?
Did. She did.
Shut up. That is a sister.
And then people were like, wait, where is she? Like, they were like, what's going on in the bathroom? I was like, oh, she's just doing something. Like,
I didn't even notice because I was there at this point with you.
I was trying to be subtle.
You were subtle. I did not pick up on this at all.
But it was so funny. Like, just the drama. No, so then, yeah, we were getting ready. We had the hair and makeup girls were so lovely. Like, the sweetest, kindest, like, so talented. My crazy ass flew them from the UK.
They were so sweet.
Which
okay, so the makeup
that
artist.
Is something in hindsight that we will talk about is the money I spent about that. But
so makeup artist was a makeup artist on Love Island, right?
Yes, they both like work on like UK celebs, like reality TV celebs.
Yes.
In like, so they've done like Molly May, and they've done like this woman Tanya. She's got like a show. She's like basically their version of Housewives. They have like basically like Ekin-Su, like all the like Love Island people you can think of. They've basically
worked
done. With. So I was like, I know they're gonna be good because I knew I couldn't have a trial.
Right, that's the hard part too about international. But yeah, you could trust these girls, and they were
so good.
And they made the day fun. I kind of forget sometimes that like the hair and makeup girls bring energy because they're standing with you all day and like really having to make conversation while they're doing your hair and makeup, and like, oh, they brought the best vibes. It really, that changed the energy. Like once those men dropped us off and the drivers were gone, it was like, just fuck it, girl time. It was good vibes in that room.
Yeah, and we had my mom and Brett's mom had brought in, her name's Tammy. My mom and Tammy had brought like charcuterie because they were like, what do you think you're gonna want to eat? And I was like, plain crackers. I was scared my stomach was gonna hurt.
I know.
So I think I was eating like, my mom got like some pastries, but I was like, I don't want to touch that. I'm scared. So I was literally eating crackers and cheese, which I'm surprised I was cool with the cheese, but it was fine.
You were still risking it a little bit.
I was risking it all.
For cheese, it's fine though.
But no, it was like helping me. But then we had like, I had a playlist. One like little regret was like I did not really properly anticipate how much time we were going to be getting ready for. And so I thought I had a lot of music on there, but it could have been so much more because it replayed like, I feel like 5 times.
Yeah, it did replay a lot of times.
It replayed so many times. And at one point, like I was like, somebody else just like find a playlist or something.
Yeah. So what time did we start officially getting ready? Do you even remember?
I feel like it was like 9 a.m.
Yeah, 9 a.m. And then we actually had to go outside to walk down the aisle at like
3.
So
it was it was a marathon.
We were in that room for a while.
And like, that's something that I think I'll put in part 2 is like the ways that I would have maybe like fixed that, and some of the, I don't want to call it like maybe regrets, I guess, but like things that made it more stressful than it needed to be regarding all of that.
But how else could you really do we can talk about that in part 2, but I'm like, every wedding is like a long getting ready day, you know, like you can't help that.
I think though, like timing wise, there were things that could have gone a little bit better with my own stuff.
Okay.
But no, so it was like, but no, it was so lovely. We like got ready and like hung out. Everybody was really good vibes from that point on.
It was.
And then like, I feel like we should skip some of the drams for the next part. Because I feel like the drama is probably where the hindsight's coming in.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we can say some of the drama. I'm trying to think like what can we talk about in that room? Like what else did we?
So we had like for sandwiches, basically like I was trying to outsource some things because people were like, you need to ask for help. And I was like, fair. So I asked my mother to help with the like lunch. I was like, just plan a lunch, make sure that it's like ready to like come for us.
Yeah.
The amount of conversations and calls, because like, then Brett's mom was helping too, and like the three of us, the amount of times we discussed what this lunch was going to be, I was like, I could have done it. No, it was so nice. In the end, I did pick what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think there was drama about like
Getting it ordered
getting
properly.
it ordered, the delivery. Like it was complicated, but also I get it. Like being in another country, it's hard to plan things.
Well, just like here, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Right.
And so I think that's something I didn't like. You needed an Italian phone number for some reason, even though,
Yeah.
and like we couldn't just call to, I don't know. It was like weirdly complicated. We had to get the planner's phone. Sarah was so good about handling that sort of thing.
Yes, that's another thing I was thinking with Sarah was like she was good at stepping in and kind of like speaking up for you or like handling and managing things while you got to like be the bride and get ready. And I feel like she was trying to take some pressure and stress off of you and not have you know everything that was
Yeah.
going on, which is very sweet of her.
It was so good. The amount of stuff she told me later, I was like, oh, what? Like since when? But no, so we like had these big old sandwiches. They were all gluten free. I think I ate about 3 bites.
I did too. I was nervous weirdly.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I just like wasn't hungry and I was scared of my stomach hurting. So I just was like,
That's how I felt too. I was scared of my stomach hurting. I was scared of being bloated, diarrhea, whatever. That I was almost like, I think I'd rather be a little bit hungry and then just eat after we walk
Yeah.
down. But I just kept thinking, I'm like, imagine how nervous Kelsey probably is because I'm nervous and this is not my wedding. Nobody cares if I trip down the aisle.
like I was and I wasn't, if that makes sense. Like I remember, yeah, I was like very, I kept asking one of my, I don't know, everybody kind of had their own like niche role in this.
Yeah.
But I had my friend Erin, I kept being like, Erin, could I have another beta blocker?
Erin was distributing the pills.
Yeah, she was like, she kept bringing me another one. I think I took like 3 or 4. But I just was like, my heart rate, I literally have a prescription for them that I take them every single day because my heart rate is abnormal. So it's like I'm allowed to take them, but
And I don't blame you.
yeah.
Sometimes you need a beta blocker, especially it's a lot of like energy in one room and there's a lot of what is the word, like pressure, obviously, when it comes to like the moment that they're gonna see each other and you've got all these people waiting outside for you. Like it's like there's a lot of energy going on. I feel like you need a little something to calm you down.
Yeah. I think that's another thing that's going to go in part 2 is like the hindsight around like first looks and like kind of what I wish I had done there. And it totally varies person by person, but I definitely, in retrospect, maybe would have changed it a little bit. But
Yeah, we should talk about that in part 2 for sure.
yeah. And it was, but no, so we still, regardless, like everything was fine.
Everything was fine. Like the drama things weren't really anything too that.
No.
Like
It's
whether
more just like juicy.
yeah, it's more juicy and it's like fun to hear the behind the scenes stuff. But
Mhm.
like the things that are out of your control, like weather and oh my God, weather was perfect. The venue was perfect. Like photos, beautiful. I mean, everything that was the most important thing
Yeah.
was perfect.
So like right beforehand, we like you guys are sent outside to go like wait ahead of time. Weird thing was we didn't have a rehearsal, which was surprising because my planner was very, very, very type A. And like to her credit, we didn't have a way to get in the venue ahead of time. But like
Right.
even earlier on, like people got there pretty like you guys were there from early on. I don't know. It felt like there could have been some way, somehow. Like even if we'd just gone out like in the square or whatever in Florence and like practiced it there. Maybe I should have just orchestrated that. But like they're like, it's gonna be fine. Like, how hard is it to walk? And
It's
apparently hard.
It's hard to walk. I forget who messed it up. Or I don't know if we want to fast forward to walking down the aisle yet.
Yeah, I get. But so anyway, you guys are sent out there and you're waiting, and I'm like in my dress, and I go, me and my dad are like waiting downstairs, which my feminist self had some feelings about. Like, I don't love the giving away aspect of it. Like that was really freaking me out, and I don't know, it just felt like odd, and I didn't know if it was gonna be like ideal world. I think I would have had both parents, but then I was like, I don't know, it just felt
I get it.
it was. But then my dress was fucking huge, so I couldn't really have both parents easily.
This dress is taking the place
The
of my
dress.
mother.
Sorry, mom. And so anyway, me and my dad are waiting downstairs, and we're like standing inside. And then the next thing I know, like it's like a big thing to see the bride. Like that's like the exciting moment like everybody waits for. My aunt's boyfriend just like waltzes on through the house.
Wait, I did not know this.
Yes. It's him and then my cousin's boyfriend who I had never met. And I was like, I was saying to my dad, because I was like a little like nervy, stressed at this point. I was like, what the fuck is Mark doing here?
What was he
I
doing?
was like, what the fuck?
Did you ever find out?
He was going potty. But it was like
Perfect.
5 minutes before I walked down the aisle. Like, could you not have done that?
Any other point? That's really
I know,
funny.
it was fine. I was like, if anybody's gonna see, I guess like he doesn't care.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess at least it's not Brett. Like, whatever.
That's so funny.
And
That's really funny.
yeah, so I was really that was hilarious. And then we're like standing outside waiting, and like we had to like that part was orchestrated. They were like, you wait here until you're told otherwise, and then you move to this next spot. And like, it was very like
Yeah.
spy.
No, they were really good about kind of directing us. We were all in like our bridal party line leading up to the path. I didn't know we were going to be walking on gravel, I will say.
I put it in the website.
Oh, well, I'm stupid. I didn't see that. And
I did because I'm crazy.
I was freaking out because I had never walked in those shoes and that dress on gravel. And so we're like walking up and like waiting in another gravel area to be seen by everyone and like walk down the aisle, and I can't walk. I don't know if I told you that, but I was
No.
like, shit. And I'm standing behind Casey, and I'm like, I kept whispering, I'm like, Casey, I can't do this. I can't walk. And I'm like, because my dress was slightly too long and I never got it tailored, but it was like pretty much good with the shoes that I had. But I had to like hold it up because the gravel was like uneven. So I walked down holding my flowers and like my dress up with one hand. And I'm like, does this look really bad? And she's like, I don't think you have another choice right now. And she's like, it looks better than you tripping.
Which correct.
So I walked down holding my dress up and holding the flowers. I'm like, well. And then at the end of the day, nobody cares what the bridesmaids are doing. But I was like, Olivia, really? This is how it's going to go?
Also, some special things that I had set up were, oh, he's almost here.
Oh, shoot. He is here. He's calling me.
Okay.
We're going to have to do a part 2.
We're going to have to do a part 2. There's so much more to say. I hope this was helpful and fun to listen to. But there will be so much more. And if you have any questions, oh my gosh, hit us up.
Yes, that could be fun to answer wedding questions in part 2.
Any questions that you have, but then, well, yes, there's so much more that we've got to talk about. And we appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for listening. And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.